Good morning, and welcome to your Thursday morning coffee break.
Starring, I'm gonna repeat your chair.
Cheers. Starring Ashley Gatlin, realtor extraordinaire.
And Sean Morrissey, your friendly neighborhood loan officer.
Welcome and thank you for joining us. Today we're just gonna jump right in. We want to start talking about what is holding you back from taking that first step into either buying your first home, buying a home, or selling your home.
Exactly. So Ashley, what are some concerns that your buyers have to you when you first meet with them?
Yeah, so great question. It's as if we planned this out, but one of the biggest questions that I get is really related to credit. Is my credit high enough? Where's my credit at? I don't want to lose points by having a lender pull my credit, and I don't want to be insensitive by saying that this is an important factor, but I'd love to explain a little bit about that process. So, Sean, can you help tell us about hard credit pulls and points? And
Yes. So it is absolutely, one of the most common concerns are people just saying like, hey, what if I am not necessarily buying today? Maybe I'm going to buy this summer. Do I need my credit pulled now? Can you give me estimates and things like that? I do always recommend people apply just for the sake of, what if there's a collection on your credit you're not, aware of? What if your score comes a little bit lower? And as far as the credit pull itself, different people say different answers, but generally about 3 to 5 points. So some people say 4, some people say 2 to 6, but it's a very minimal impact on your score itself.
So even if your credit is at 625.
Yeah, it might pop at 621. It's very minimal. And yes, there are tiers that can matter in pricing, but typically it's a subtle nuance if it changes anything about the file.
Yeah.
And what it can tell us is so much more impactful. So even for
knowledge is power.
Yes, exactly. So
that's usually how I get clients going. Is the more you find out, the more you can be prepared for the process. And I really think there's a calm that can come from just having that knowledge of what your credit is and what you could possibly be approved for.
And truthfully, when we have people in that position where maybe they say, okay, I'm not buying for 6 months, but yes, let's go through it now and see what's what. Mm-hmm. We don't have to ask for every document under the sun,
right.
But we can still get them pre-approved, give them that information, let them know what the market's looking like, and then as long as they don't change much about their financial situation, we do have to re-pull credit if it's been longer than 120 days. Mm-hmm. So that's about the only negative, is that it would have to be re-pulled again.
Right.
The positive though about shopping kind of early and often is you are encouraged to actually shop with multiple lenders. Mm-hmm. It's something really cool about the industry where as a buyer you are encouraged to shop around. And the reason I say you're encouraged is because once, let's say, Guaranteed Rate pulls your credit and it's coded with the credit bureaus as a mortgage inquiry, you can go apply with Veterans United, whoever, Wells Fargo, USAA, you can go apply with other banks, credit unions, what have you, have your credit pull, and although it is a hard pull to see your credit report, it will not impact your credit score again for like that next 30-day period.
30 days, so within that 30-day period of that first hard pull, and I do this with my clients all the time. I usually give you 3 different lenders, all of which I trust, all of which have different personalities and different maybe benefits that fit your situation better, but regardless, you have 30 days to pull with each of those people if you choose to do so, and it's not going to have any extra impact. So next question that I get a lot is, I don't know how much money I need to have saved. Do I need 5%? Do I need 15%? What do you get a lot with that?
Yeah, honestly, a common misnomer that I get is people are saying, oh, I haven't saved 20% yet.
Right.
And truth be told, when my wife and I bought our first place, I thought we weren't able to either. It was actually through happenstance of renting that the kind of landlord also worked in a real estate capacity and let us know. He was like, you guys could also just go buy a place. And we were like, what? Like, some people just don't know. I didn't know.
And 20% is a lot. So what is a more common, obviously it depends on your credit, what is a more common percent down that you might need?
Honestly, 5 is typical. It depends on the loan program. For VA people, you can get in with a 0 down payment. That's the huge perk of that loan. But more than likely, we have loan programs that can go as low as 3%. Then conventional has things 5, 10, 15, 20. And different things are affected with the different tiers. Yeah. But the nice thing is that you can get in for much, much less.
On a on a home that you plan to move into, so a primary residence.
Yes,
So this
exactly.
can get very convoluted if you guys are choosing to do investment properties and things like that. But what does 5% look like? So on a $450,000 loan, 5% worth of saving that you would have to put down on that home is $22,500.
Yep.
So it's a good number to keep in your head depending on your price range. I think it's pretty safe to assume 5% in your savings account makes you a very healthy purchaser. So how do you, how does one obtain these funds?
This is always a good question too, is, we know a lot of people who either worked in a server capacity, a bartender, what have you,
Yeah.
and they're like, hey, I got thousands of dollars in cash. Although cash is king, cash under the mattress is not king. We
Yeah.
want cash in the bank.
You want to have a paper trail.
Yeah, you want a paper trail.
Yeah.
So another reason to just speak with your realtor, speak with your lender early and often. Let's get a plan in place, because if that's the case, you can have it deposited in your bank, season funds for several months, and then be ready to go a couple months down the road. So there's workarounds for a lot of things. The biggest thing is just they don't like paper cash for money laundering. Little Ozark stuff might be happening. They all get concerned. A lot of laws against those type of things. So just good reasons to talk to your real estate professionals early and often.
Yeah,
Get some of those questions answered and get a plan in place.
Yeah, and I definitely get that statement a lot. I didn't want to reach out to you too quickly because I don't know how ready I am, but it is my job and Sean's job to actually help guide and go through the process. So I have a client right now that is hoping to purchase in 2023. We're working on getting her ready so that when she's ready, she is that ideal buyer that is ready to pull the plug and super prepared so that we can win out on the offer.
Yeah.
So now let's go ahead and switch over to the seller side. So one of I think the biggest concerns with sellers right now is, okay, great, I've sold my home. Now where do I go? The market is still hot. The market is still aggressive. How do I know that I'm going to be promised a home? So we're just going to touch briefly on this, but it's important to know what your options are. There are rent back options. So post-close occupancy, you can actually, as the seller, you have a lot of power to work into the agreement that you can have time, whether it's 30 days, 60 days, to actually stay in your house to give you some time to purchase another home. And then what follows that is, at that point, while we're in the process of working on getting your home ready for sale, we're also doing our due diligence to make sure you're a ready and prepared buyer. So it kind of, the roles flip, but so that when you go into that post-close occupancy, you're ready to make offers and get into a home as quickly as possible.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the big thing there is just your people have options.
Yeah.
So again, all the more reason to talk to you about it, build a plan. And some people don't realize that you can actually close on your sale in the morning and close on a purchase in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We've done it a lot. Obviously, timelines can get a little hectic sometimes, but that's why you have professionals working with you, guiding you through that process and making sure that it's as smooth as it can be.
Yeah, awesome. So the last thing we wanted to touch in on, and I'm actually going through this right now, my husband and I bought our home 10 years ago, and we do have a ton of equity. According to the National Association of Realtors, Colorado had a 32% appreciation
32%.
in 2021, which is insane. So what do you do with that? How do you use it? And I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on this, but you can do multiple things. You can use that money in forms such as a HELOC to either do upgrades on your own home to build the appreciation there, continued appreciation. You can do what my husband and I are doing. We're actually tearing down our old garage from the 1940s and we're doing a 2-car with a loft up top. There's certain stipulations on how to fit into that realm. Like we're West Side, we're a lot that is zoned for that, but we're gonna try to short-term and or long-term rent the back just to kind of help get our portfolio of rental opportunity going. And then of course you can sometimes use the equity of your home to actually invest in another property. So we would obviously help guide you guys on this a little bit further. So that's kind of all that we have for you guys today. We wanted to be quick, simple. We'd love for you guys to follow up with us with any questions. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you staying here with us on your Thursday morning. And
yeah, this was like a dipping the toe into the world of equity and what to do,
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm nervous, what's my next step? So absolutely, reach out with questions. Let's talk about your specific circumstance and how we can plan and help prep for that next move.
Yes, if you guys do enjoy our video, we'd love for you to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Otherwise, we will be giving you a heads up every time we post to Facebook. So again, Ashley Gatlin, your realtor extraordinaire.
And Sean Morrissey, friendly neighborhood loan officer with Guaranteed Rate.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys. Have a good Thursday.